All right, how's it going, everybody? We are here on the Winter Rescue server with Blue, Cobalt, and Tylord,
Hello.
and they are going to be
Hello.
giving us a base tour today. Apparently, I get things, so let me grab all the things. And Emerald, I'm not even trying to say what the hell that says.
Dolabra.
It's a something. Let me guess. This is a Paxel type thing, right?
Yeah.
Pickaxe
and an axe.
Ugh.
But no shovel. Yeah, I can't get that on Petra Tools all free.
Yeah. All right. So I'll let them take it away and let's get where we're going. I guess I probably should put this. It's been forever since I used one of these. Can't remember how to fuel the thing.
You craft them with the fuel.
Oh, that's how you do it. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Don't know that I need it right now, but we'll take it just in case. Or fuel it just in case. So these guys have gotten way further than I did. They're way more patient for dealing with the Steam stuff than I am. And so they're going to show us some of the more advanced things that I never got to. That hopefully the pack will be updated again eventually, and I'll get back to at some point.
Has it been updated for a while? So, do you think it's gonna get updated?
Hasn't been updated since
for like 8 months.
January.
Yeah.
The people that do it are Chinese, and supposedly we're dealing with school. And now that school is over for them, or should be at some point, they should. I don't want to discourage anybody, but last time this happened was GT6U, and when they came back, they decided to start on a new project rather than continue the old project. That's when this one started, and GT6U kind of died. So hopefully this continues.
Hop in. Or take your
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's hope there's no wayward zombie on that path.
Yeah, zombies just tend to spawn on here. I haven't fully torched it up, I guess.
See, this is the kind of vanilla stuff I never do, so this is different for me. I'm very anti vanilla. Is there really an intersection back there? How in the heck do you turn on one of these?
With great difficulty.
Ah.
Now, very, very carefully.
Whoa. Hi. I'm here. Here, we'll just put the boats in there. That'll work.
Here, can you try to mine this block? I don't know if you're on our team. You are? Okay.
Yep. We're all good. Howdy.
Okay, what should we show you first? Our first floor, I guess.
Yeah, this over here, the reason we kind of settled here this far out is because up until here we hadn't found any gravel.
Yeah, we had to travel this far to find gravel.
Gravel can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's been so long that since we started that I actually forgot what we needed gravel for, but it was for
craft a fire. Oh, and this.
To make this crafting table, you needed flint.
This is the original.
To make your starting knife
table.
Did you
so
guys
it's-
not see any of the flowers when you were out walking around? Because there's gravel underneath the flowers.
I looked for them, but I did not find any. The white
Yeah.
flowers.
Since we've been exploring, like the last while we've been exploring, I've come across many of them, but yeah, initially I guess we we just kept going until we found it. So that's why we settled here.
Hmm.
It's nothing glamorous, but it's home.
And you
Okay, you
actually
might-
did the pack snow thing.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
thought
I
it.
was-
First off, we thought it was insulating, but realized that's not true. Much later, but we stuck with it.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
a lot of people ask about that, and I never really understood the whole time I played what was supposed to be insulating and what wasn't,
Our
if there was
kitchen.
anything that was. You have a fox in your kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
we
foxes.
have lots of
all
foxes.
over. We've bred a few of them. Yeah, so
We
this
do
is
like
the
foxes.
soup kitchen.
Hold on.
As I like to call
Auto
it.
jump has got to go off.
Yeah.
Why is it on by default? I never get that.
I
Annoying.
don't know. It's really annoying. You guys have
Yeah.
4 stew pots. Wow.
Yeah,
to mouse.
parallel stewage.
Apparently.
So
You have a friend in your boat out here. You realize that?
yeah, we're keeping him there. We're gonna do a raid at some point.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
We've done one already. It was a low level raid, but it was fine.
Hmm.
We want to
Yeah,
hire
I-
to your raid, so we're saving them.
Ah.
Yeah, so Tylord actually found a really nice soup recipe that gives roughly pretty much
This, if you want to
equal-
look at it.
Yeah, that'd be better. No, what is it? No plant oil, but you can ignore that for a long time with no bad effects.
We're sitting
Mhm.
at 0 plant oil with like 25 health, so we're fine.
Looks nice. What is it that you use in it?
It's
Follow me. In this chest, the bottom left is the recipe, like in that formation. Or those
So-
amounts, right?
2 salmon. Oh, you're talking the square. So 2
Yeah.
salmon, 2 bread, and the rest turnip.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then,
you're obviously using nail soup for the water because,
No, just plain soup.
well, that's
just plain water.
plain water is nail soup. It turns to nail soup
Oh.
when you
Okay.
cook it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And specifically 1 bucket. You can't fill it all up.
Mm.
I mean, you can, but it's
to get it more
I get why,
concentrated.
but it's for some reason, yeah, more concentrated. It's for some reason better if you only use 1 bucket as opposed to.
Yeah, it's less diluted.
Yeah. So this is our, I guess you can call it first basement. This is where we set up the first steam engine, or I guess more so 3 steam engines. The bronze one to power or to feed the steam, or sorry, to feed the water and get the steam out of the boilers.
Mm.
It's like an old car. It's crank start.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And so
can-
you use the bronze to control the 2 cast irons.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
power the mechanical pumps that feed it water and take out steam from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the you have to crank the bronze engine. You have to crank the bronze engine to get it to start. But once it started, it replenishes its own water and the water of the boiler. So I can demonstrate a startup if you'd like.
Give me just a second because I want to take a little look here. Where is your water pump at?
Evan, you should do
So,
this.
It's actually sorry, up here. This is where the water reservoir is,
Oh, okay.
and then it's here. Let me just get rid of these for now. So yeah,
Okay.
it's water reservoir up here. It's not that easy to see, but if you can do a little bit of parkour up here.
Yep.
So, yeah, the pumps that feed the water, they're up here. They go into another create pipe and then into the top of the boiler. And then since mechanical pumps can power each other, this one that takes the steam out is
Oh, okay. I
connected to
see.
that
You
one.
got the two pumps connected
Yeah.
like that. So this
it's
one is filling the water. This is sucking the steam.
yeah, the bottom one takes the steam out, and the top one takes and puts the water in, pretty much.
Okay.
Then
And
you
just
have to have this. Yeah.
what rotation do you have? What speed do you have for getting the steam out of the cast irons? Because that was my issue, was I could not get the steam out of the cast iron into the engine fast enough to keep it going. But I didn't try doing what you did. I tried to run a cast iron independently by itself.
Yeah.
So we have a speed controller down here.
So
And
in
Evan,
this
you
case, it's outputting 50 RPM to this big gear, which then, since
Is that multiplied
small
by 2?
gears, yeah, it multiplies by 2 when you power a small gear from a big gear. So these are actually going at 100 RPM each, both the steam and the water. The water doesn't actually need to go that fast. The water can go as slow as 8 RPM, and it's still fine.
Okay.
But this was a much earlier version. I've learned a lot since then. So, yeah, and then you need the clutch over here, because you need to disconnect the bronze engine from the 2 cast irons in order to start the bronze manually. Because otherwise, the if I just put it on, it's just overstressed.
Yeah.
So I put these 2 back, and then these 2 cast iron engines, they feed into a vertical gearbox. And doing that actually, it adds the stress units, or the stress capacity of both engines together. So in this case, it would be, I believe, each. I actually forget how much stress capacity the engines have. But either way, so 1 or 2 bronze engines is equivalent to 1 cast iron engine, and then 2 cast iron engines is equal to 1 steel engine. So it's kind of a nice doubling in that way.
Okay.
So to start this, you want to make sure the clutch is, I guess it's disengaged. It's funny, you power it and then it disengages.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we just manually throw the fuel into there. I want to get this started up. Once you hear the steam going, see, that's now it's self-sufficient. We can then flip that lever. These pumps will go, and we can feed it into here, feed the fuel, and then those 2 start up. And since this doesn't have a huge output, we have each thing here on a clutch. So like the mechanical crafter wall, it's on a clutch. These 2 are on a clutch. The alternating dynamo actually
I removed
isn't.
that. Oops.
We
You just put a lever here, and it works. Deal this.
Wait, do you need to power it to
Now
get
this
it to
works.
work?
Power it to stop it from working. Same as the
Right.
clutch.
Okay.
So I figured out that the minimum amount of energy that this requires to operate this steel mill is 32 rotations per minute.
Yeah,
The
32
bare
RPM
minimum.
into the alternating dynamo.
Which is the bare minimum for this to work. But
Okay.
to start up your steel mill, you probably want it faster so it can like heat up quicker. And then you like set it to 32 RPM to like maintain the heat for longer.
Oh, and then
I guess it doesn't really matter too much because the cast iron burners still use up the same amount of fuel under equal separate amount of stresses. But in this case, you can just have one cast iron burner on for this
Okay, and
whole
I guess
operation.
that's something else we get questions about a lot in the Discord is how do you guys get enough fuel to keep these things going?
Oh, okay. Over
So
here, we have a
that's
bunch of coke ovens,
yeah.
and we just go mining for a bunch of stuff in this chest. Lignite and whatever to make coal, and then we refine the coal in here to make coal coke.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can turn the coal coke into
Coal
coal
briquettes
briquettes later
using
on
the yeah, you do that using the what is it, the creosote oil that you get from
from these.
smelting the coal into coal coke, or you can also
Mm-hmm.
get it from smelting wood into charcoal. And right now, actually, we have the oil incinerators on, so that just gets rid of the oil. But otherwise, like you can see in here, you can put a barrel in, and it will collect the creosote oil.
Okay.
Here, I gotta
Then,
show the assembly of this.
right, yeah.
So these are burner chambers and high refractor wick. While the center for this is hollow for up here. So it's yeah, and then you right click it with the engineer hammer, it makes this. There's a specific side that you need the blast furnace preheater to be on, so I gotta figure that out.
Oh, for this you only use one preheater, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so whichever side you right click on to assemble it, the
Should be opposite of the preheater.
oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
it opposite?
I
Okay.
hit right here, and its preheater is connected here.
Okay.
Yeah, that took us a little bit of figuring out when we first did this.
Took me way too long to figure that out. That they're
Also,
different.
also another important thing is the types of connectors you use.
Oh
So
yeah, got stuck on those.
on the alternating dynamo and on whichever whichever things actually consume electricity, or in this case
Or give.
KIF. Yeah, give or receive. You want the MV wire, or you want the wire connectors. In this case, it's medium voltage, and then to transport them, you want the wire relay. They're different things, and you need them in different places.
Yep. They changed that I think in this version. In 1.7.10 there was only the connectors.
Yeah.
But in 1.16 they may have done it in 1.12, I can't remember. But I do know that from here up you have to have the relays. The relays allow you to connect multiple things. You technically, for what you have here, could do a connector here because you're only connecting from one point to another, but the relays allow you to have multiple connections where the connector can only have one connection.
Oh,
In this case, I believe
Wait.
we do actually need that relay, because otherwise
Oh.
it won't let us connect because the wire intersects with the
Wait,
preheater.
Yeah,
It's
you're
wrong
trying to
way.
connect. You're trying to
Oh.
connect the second one. You're right. You can only have one connection to it.
Oh no, I'm too short. One
Here,
second.
stand on this not at all dangerous capacitor.
Yeah. It's actually useless at this point of the game. Because the only thing we're powering with it would be this, and we want it to have a certain flow rate of electricity. But if you set up the capacitor here, it'll just use the max amount of power that it can. There's no
Oh,
way
yeah,
to like restrict that.
It'll
And then
eat
any
whatever.
excess power will be built up in the capacitor.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's not too
that makes
effective at this
sense.
stage of the game, fortunately. But we're on the
Okay.
brink of getting electricity, so it'll be useful.
Okay.
So we'll do a demonstration for this. We put in iron and flux powder.
And flux
And
powder
also-
is gained from just crushing dolostone, or I believe any
And
stone
any stone block.
on a stump with any type of hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put coal coke in it, and it'll start to heat up. You see the left bar rising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna quicken it a little bit by spamming this up. There.
And then once it gets up to temperature, the progress bar will start showing that it's making it.
There we go.
Oh, so right now it's just heating. It's not actually
Wait, this isn't connected. Oops.
doing anything.
My bad. There. Yeah, it heats up partially with the coal coke, but it can't get to the point where it makes steel, so you need this preheater to get it past that temp.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, this is working. Perfect. It takes a little while to start up.
There we go. Now it's starting to make steel.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then now that it's at the top, I'm gonna reduce this to 30 to maintain it.
32 is it, or is it 30?
Yeah, 32.
Yeah.
This alternating dynamo, its minimum amount of speed is 32 for this to actually produce FE.
Okay.
So, the lowest.
Yeah, like
So yeah,
at that
steel
point,
produces slowly. Yeah.
yeah, when it's at 32 RPM, that's giving the preheater the bare minimum it needs to maintain steel temperatures.
Okay.
And actually, I should check how many stress units this rotation speed controller takes at 32 RPM.
Now, if you look at the fan over here, it looks like it's barely moving, the animation for it, but it is still supplying power. It's just a visual thing.
Yeah, for me, it ain't even moving.
Yeah.
I think it's only the person that actually said it that actually sees the animation.
Well, I don't see anything. It's like moving every 10 seconds a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's
is
not
it?
moving for me either.
Yeah.
If you
I can't
if you
see
bump
it.
up if you bump up the speed, it might start going.
Okay,
a little
I'm
bit.
standing over here and I can see it like jerking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm increasing the speed. You can actually, oh, you can't run it there, but if you put it down to, I don't know why, but you can. The maximum we can run this at is 253 RPM, and now it's actually full, and you can see the fan going.
Yep.
It's not really wasting energy because these only use at a certain rate. Oh, we ran out of. We're out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, should we move on?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to see your
Bounce.
calculator. That's the thing I was
Oh, yeah.
actually trying to work on and we have a lot of questions about that, so I'm really interested in how that calculator thing works.
We haven't figured out the scrubbing tool. I'm not even sure what that's meant to
Yeah,
do.
we get a lot of questions about the rubbing tool. Supposedly, it's supposed to be a way of saving
Okay.
stuff.
So
I
it
think.
requires a full what is that, cast iron engine to work? Like all the power of the cast iron engine to actually start. So it takes a lot of stress units.
Okay, so if we just rearrange this a little bit to get it more out in the open. Oh, someone picked up the cast iron engine, I think.
I thought I did because I got the thing, but it's
there
not
it
in my
is.
inventory.
Okay, Tylord got it. There we go. So if we, okay, other way. Hey, wait a second. Yeah, then we need the guy here. The, where is it? The
You need to activate this.
who has the calculator?
No, start the steam first. Start steam.
Okay. So yeah, this is a redstone controlled fluid valve. You need aluminum to get this, so it is not at all an early game thing. But then,
aluminum is very difficult to make.
but then, yeah, it consumes the entire stress capacity of the cast iron engine. I believe
So,
Tylord said that. But
yeah. When you're at the point of research having a few percentages off, like not being fully completable through the table, you have to use this. Like you have to run it and it collects points over time, but you have to right click it to collect the points. So you have to do that every so often while it's connected
Oh,
and
okay.
gathering.
So you
Yeah.
right click this, and then when you enter the table, it'll transfer over automatically?
It transfers
Yeah.
when you right click at the exact point.
Yeah, but to the table.
Yeah, to your
Yeah.
the research you're on.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't have to do anything special to like link it to the table. It just works.
Okay. And the table doesn't have. Somebody had said that they thought you had to have the table right next to the calculator.
No, that's
No,
not
no.
the case. That's
Okay.
a fair line of reasoning.
It looks
but
similar, yeah,
not in this case.
Okay.
but no. Okay. Any more questions about that?
Well, since you don't know the rubbing tool thing, I guess not. Because that was the other thing, was how you use the rubbing tool. And if
I've
you
yet
guys
to
say you
figure
just
out.
need to right click it, how far have you guys gotten that you haven't needed the rubber tool yet?
It just increases the efficiency of the calculator, I think. I think it like allows it to run for longer because every now and then you have to get over here to right click it to like reset it.
Oh, okay.
So it's more of an automation thing than a necessity.
Increases the
Okay.
storage of research points that it collects, I guess.
Okay.
I believe you might need the mechanical arm for that, but I'm not certain.
Okay.
If you want to
So,
see our cool Steam setup, come back here.
This has been
A huge
a lot
project
of work.
for you.
A lot of work to even get to this point, and I have a better version of this in the works. So pretty much how this works, this tank here, when we go behind, we'll see it in a moment. This tank has all of the steam generation things attached to it, like the burning chambers, the boilers, whatnot. And then there's a whole redstone system to control when this tank is allowed to output to these other tanks. So these 3 tanks here are all basically a reservoir that we can draw from whenever we need. That goes to like all of these pipes in here. It's not a very thought out system, but it works.
Okay.
So this chest here is the fuel input chest. In this case, we're running it off of coal briquettes, which have a burn time of 5 seconds, though we can also run it off of coal coke, which has a burn time of 9 seconds. And I'll just let you look around if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Ask any questions that you might have. Because it's not
pulse repeaters.
Yeah, this is not at all intuitive.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, get out of your way.
Okay, so this is the first boiler here, or the first storage tank.
Yeah, this tank here.
Oh wait a minute!
One,
No, you've got tanks up here as well.
Yeah, we actually have 6 reserve tanks. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we have at maximum we have about 3,000 buckets of steam at the ready.
By the way, just because everybody that is used to it on my channel would hate me if I didn't say it, you guys are annoying the hell out of me with this. You can't store steam. It turns to water.
I know.
There's nothing heating this to keep it hot. There's nothing pressurizing it to keep it under pressure.
No, but the tank, or sorry, the pack lets us do it, so we're going to exploit that.
We're following the magic of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
I know this isn't realistic. I know that, but it's so much easier to do it this way.
Okay, so which one did you say was your first one?
So this tank over here, the one with all of the mechanical pumps and everything on it. So we are actually using 3 steel burning chambers and 3 steel boilers to
Oh, you
generate
got
the
them up.
steam.
How in the hell do you parkour your ass up there?
Over here.
Here.
I can go get some
The shift.
ladders.
You have to crouch when jumping. Yeah.
Old man don't jump so well. Rickety old bones don't take it. Shit.
You both failed it.
Okay. So very, very similar in premise to the other engine. We have the reservoir up here,
Mm-hmm.
except this time these are the input the input valves. They're directly underneath the water sources,
Mm-hmm.
and then that goes down through these other pipes into the boilers, and then
And you
we
got
have
3 steel
off
boilers down there?
yeah 3 steel boilers and burning chambers. And then offset from these pumps that are taking the water in, we have these pumps that are taking the water out. They're offset from each other so that they can rotate at different rates, because the water doesn't need to be pumped nearly as fast as the steam
Mm-hmm.
needs to be pumped.
And how
And
fast do you have to pump the steam out for the steel ones?
I believe, let me just
Probably
check.
twice the speed, right?
We have
200?
these running at about 110.
Oh.
Yeah, 110 RPM.
How do you turn it
Although-
on, Evan?
Although this design is actually pretty inefficient because it doesn't take the steam out of the boilers fast enough. To do that, I found that you need to have 6 mechanical pumps all running, like 6 mechanical pumps, 2 for each boiler, running at 64 RPM each. And that keeps them pretty dry with steam.
Evan, do you want to turn it on?
Yeah.
He
So,
says so reluctantly. Sure, I want to turn it on.
Oh, wait, actually, sorry. No, it can't just be really turned on. Okay, I can get it to turn on, but do you want me to explain how the specifics of how it works, or just kind of show it working?
You can try to explain it. Not positive I'm going to be able to follow with the camera as well, but we can try.
Okay. So there are kind of 2 independent systems that work here. There's one over here with these wires coming from the storage tanks.
Mm-hmm.
This one up here, and so this one pretty much tells when the tanks are full.
Mm-hmm.
And this one over here, it's inverted, so this one basically tells when this last tank is empty, and the pipes and check valves are laid out in such a way that this one is the last one to empty. So in essence, all of these 6 tanks pretty much act as one big tank.
Okay. Makes sense.
So we have that. Then that feeds into here. So pretty much. Oh yeah, this is another very, very useful block from Create. This is the powered latch. This works pretty much the same as a T flip-flop,
Mm-hmm.
as where when it's powered from the back, which is the side over here, it'll turn on, and then the only way to turn it off is to power it from one of the 2 sides.
Okay, so it's an RS latch, but it can have a lever?
Yeah, so it can actually be toggled manually that way. It's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
nice. So when this tank gets empty, of course, this comparator isn't getting a signal, which lets this torch turn on, which turns this latch on. And then that comes over here down to the bottom of the fluid tank, and then there's another redstone controlled fluid valve that's down there. So to get the immersive engineering tanks to output, I'll say this just for completion, but I'm sure you've gone over this many times, that you have to power the bottommost block, and the tanks can only output from the very bottom of the bottommost block.
Correct.
Yeah. So
well, it can power from the sides of the bottommost block.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't have to be out the bottom, but the bottom valve is where you have to output from, and it has to have a redstone signal to output. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, pretty much. When this tank is emptied below a certain threshold, that tells this first tank over here, to release steam, and then when this last tank is full, that will turn this latch off, and then no more steam will try to be output, which I guess that doesn't really necessarily need to happen. Now that I'm thinking about it, but it made sense at the time.
It makes sense. I can understand why you did it.
Okay. And then, yeah, so that's kind of, I guess that's kind of system B. You can think about system A. I'm making these names up right on the spot. These don't. Oh, I'm sorry, I pushed you off.
It's all right. It's part of dealing with 116 and up, dealing with us actually having a hitbox again.
Yeah.
I'm used to 1710 where we can just, smash right through people and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can just phase through each other.
Yep.
So this first tank is actually pretty similar to the other two, except it also it also generates steam. So down here, let's actually start down here. This is where this comparator over here. I'm sorry, I feel like I am not being very concise with this.
Oh,
Could
you're
you turn
fine.
it on, maybe?
If I have questions, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So far, I'm understanding well.
Could you turn it on and show us how it's moving?
Sure. So that would be, I believe, this one over here. So this, basically, when the tank gets low enough, same sort of thing. It will turn on this latch. When it gets full, it'll turn off this latch. So same thing there. But then this signal, when it's on, it gets taken down here. So a bunch of things going on here. So one, adjustable pulse repeater. This is here so that when the system is turned on, it creates the redstone clock. So the redstone clock only runs when the machine runs, and that's so that, because with loading issues and things, I don't think you can really reliably have a clock that just runs all the time and expect it to stay running. So we start the clock every time we start the machine. Then this piston it basically completes the circuit, lets the redstone signal go from this adjustable pulse repeater back into here. Okay, see, there it turned off. That means it got full. So why I have this piston here is it physically breaks the circuit. And why we need that is that stops fuel from being let in to the burning chambers. So you can cut off steam production pretty much immediately. So that you don't waste any fuel. So you can actually look at the tank and see that it hasn't exceeded, it's below 512.
Yeah. If you want to see speeds, you can wear these too.
Oh,
right.
Thank you.
The engineer's goggles are very nice. So powering this is actually you only need a bronze steam engine to power this, and it somehow has enough stress capacity to run this entire thing.
What all does it have to run?
I mean, I guess it doesn't have to run much, but
Just
it
running
runs
the pumps, right?
Yeah, it runs the
And all the
mechanical
gears
pumps
too.
and
Gears take
all
up
the gears
SU.
to get the rotation where it needs to go, and also the fuel input system, which is so this brass filter is letting out the fuel in batches of 3, which when it gets over here, these brass tunnels, when placed like in this configuration, they act as a splitter. So they will attempt to evenly split the input into however many outputs you have. So in this case, since we're inputting 3 at a time, it splits them evenly into 1 for each output.
Oh, I actually didn't know that about the brass tunnels.
Yeah, it's very, very useful. Also, if you have a wrench, there are different distribution modes that you can toggle through that I don't know a whole lot about, but they can definitely be very useful.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there now it's stopped because the brass engine has run out of steam. That's actually one of the inefficiencies of this design. It basically, when you cut off steam supply to the engine, it's running and using up 32 buckets of steam each time without actually doing anything useful. So in my next iteration, I am timing it so that the steam is steam is stopped being let in at a certain time so that the engine stops running when the tank gets full, taking into account how fast this tank fills up and how fast it's drained into the other tanks.
Okay.
Okay,
And
there
now
will be a
you
test
guys
later.
said
Do you remember all that?
No, but I have the video to review, so
Yeah,
I have terrible memory, so videos are great for that.
very true.
So, I was told you guys have a tier 2 generator.
Yes.
Yes,
I
there's
wanna
actually a
see this
shortcut to
next.
it over here.
Oh yeah.
Actually, no, sorry. Let's go through the scenic route
Okay.
Okay.
because
Yeah, we have been a little claustrophobic back here in the
yeah.
bowels of the steam area.
Yeah, so this is kind of, I guess it's the first iteration that I've implemented on the server, but I'm still working on the next one, which will actually have 2 steam generators, so it will be able to generate twice as fast, and it crushes a few of the inefficiencies of this design.
Hmm.
So I'm very excited to get that working. It's almost there. It's just a few little minor timing things.
I'm telling you, if you enjoy this, I can't wait to get you into GregTech.
Yeah. Not sure about that yet. I'm very happy playing this pack right now, but should definitely look into it. So
This is our old
this,
T1 generator.
Yeah, this is our old T1. I built this structure around it.
Oh. Just a crafting table up there. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good time to ask this. Exactly how far does this thing heat out? Because I never
this crops. So
Yeah,
out
so
to
we're
here,
using the in terms of the I guess
7, I
the
guess.
square that it makes a I believe
9, including the center.
it's
Here, activate it, and it says in
1,
the
2,
UI.
3, 4,
Or
6. So it heats an area 8 out from the generator in each direction, but there's a caveat to that. That's 8 out from the center. So really it's only 7 blocks out from the generator itself because the outside, I guess, ring of the generator takes up one of those. So
Okay.
it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would be, I guess, a square of side length 15. I've done my math right.
I didn't know you could do hemp. I thought you could only do rye and turnips with this generator.
You can do it if you use overdrive on a warm spell.
Well, actually,
okay.
even colder, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, so...
Also, cocoa beans are like impossible to find sometimes.
Yeah, I had to travel 10K blocks south to find a jungle. So I went on a 20-kilometer walk for these cocoa beans.
Yeah.
But
And
that
are they
was...
affected by the cold as well?
Yeah, it needs to be like 15 degrees to grow them, which you can only achieve with the T1 if it's a warm spell with like 3 of the up arrows. Like it needs to be quite warm, and then you need the generator on overdrive.
Okay. And I
So
noticed you guys do the same thing I did, because a lot of people have been saying that, they can't keep their T1 generator running, but you don't have to.
No.
You can turn that thing off and just turn it on when you actually need it.
And
I
rye
have
kind
noticed,
of grows passively too.
yeah, rye will grow as long as you can plant it. That stuff will grow. Turnips
Exactly.
sort of do, but not a lot. If it warms up, if it's a nice warm spell, they'll grow as well. Because I never ran my tier 1 generator that often. I just turned it on, planted the crops, turned it off, and every now and then I'd have it where they would pop out of the ground. But I was also doing mine underground, which is more cold, which I still don't understand, which is more cold than it is on the surface.
Yeah,
So
really
that might be why I was
insulating,
having that problem. Yeah, I argued with the devs about that a lot. They just basically don't want people living underground to avoid the cold.
So if I may interject something before we get over to the T2,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this is something specific to this server, but you can't have 2 generators running at one time.
On one team, that is.
Yeah,
On
so,
single player, like you will have one team up, of course.
So we've run the T2 last, I believe. So if you want to get the T1 or your other generator running, you have to actually break it, place it back, remake it, throw the fuel in, and then it can start. So, and now since I've done this,
now we have to break
we'll
this.
we'll need to break this one to get it to work. Yeah, so this steam is being piped up from that system we saw before. We've made an easy access down to it from here because we thought that was...
I had rotated it.
Put it back the other way. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Careful with your hammers, boys.
So yeah, now since this we have another redstone controlled fluid valve down there that this lever is connected to. Yeah, so the T2, it needs steam and fuel. So, but it also gives a radius of 12 around the center block.
Oh, okay.
So it gives you
a
lot more area.
But it doesn't increase when you boost it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't increase the area, it just increases. Oh, we need to turn that on. It eats about 1 bucket of fuel per second. Or, sorry, 1 bucket of steam per second.
Unless it's overdrive, then it's double.
Yeah. And this one can get up to much higher temperatures. It can get it can create a temperature differential of 20 without overdrive and 40 with overdrive.
Wow.
Very nice.
And we have this set up as an example of how to craft the steam radiators. For this, you actually need the heat pipes coming out the back of the T2.
You have to hit the bottom block to assemble it.
It ain't assembly, but it's probably because I haven't researched it.
Oh,
That-
maybe.
Yeah, I had that issue in my creative testing world. I know your thing against creative testing worlds, but there's no way I'm doing all of this redstone in survival.
Yes, I am highly against it, but to each their own. I won't hate on you for using it. So the radiator, what does it do? Expands
like
the
an-
area?
Extender of heat, I guess is the
So
best way to put it.
I believe the best way to use it, we haven't actually tried this yet.
Oh, you're probably
Is-
thirsty.
Oh yeah, hey, I need to drink something.
I believe the best way to use this would actually be to take these heat pipes and put it out of the range of the T2. So using one generator, you can warm a lot of your base, which we haven't gotten around to yet.
Yeah, we were gonna like make an area over here where we can put Generation 4 animals so they can thrive over there.
Because Generation 4 is the point at which they no longer are cold resistant.
And they
So they're
die.
just-
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is just getting a bunch of Generation 3 and then getting them ready for Generation 4 so I can just breed them and immediately transfer them over.
What generation do they have to be before they like turn vanilla?
4.
4, okay.
We actually have two.
So these will be
baby
sheep,
cows.
right?
These are sheep.
Yeah, the mouflon.
So to actually get wool, this is what you have to do. For all the people that ask how you get wool, you need one of these big things, and you need
Pretty
these
endgame.
guys. Yes, wool is very end game. If you need a bed, go find a igloo
Yeah,
or a village.
that's how we got our beds, yeah.
So we do actually have a. I'll close this off so it doesn't run away. In the supplementary cages, I love the supplementaries mod. We do have 2 of these
Baby
guys
cow.
saved up. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you can actually.
I actually forgot. Well, I actually didn't know that the supplementary cages existed when I was playing this. I would have made it a whole lot easier to move things. You can grab like the fowls, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I believe so. I'll get the empty one. We want to save these guys for when we have.
they're not like big cows or big sheep.
Yeah.
You have to breed them and get the baby and then capture the baby to take them with you.
Yeah, anything that's like 2 blocks wide, I guess, or a block and a half wide
Yeah,
won't fit.
like
It has to
like-
be.
So, boop. You can just steal them really easily.
Yeah, it'd be really nice for moving them around. Okay.
Yeah, you do need steel and treated wood for these. Treated wood isn't that bad, but yeah, steel.
The
is,
steel's
so
a pain in the ass. Yeah.
yeah, we saw that whole setup earlier.
Yep. You guys have
And
definitely done one heck of a job here.
yeah, this doesn't actually serve any practical purpose. I just wanted for decoration, really. This whole big tower. Hello.
Oh, up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a.
that's something I'm terrible with. I never do decoration. I'm very bland.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I believe form before function. Occasionally I'll, eventually get around to doing decorative stuff, but my color palette is usually black, gray, 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 white. That's about all I usually care about.
No, the fox. No,
Getting
I
away.
have the cage.
No.
No, come, there we go. There we go.
Don't lose the fox.
We have like 50 of them, so it's fine.
Hmm. All right. Well, we've been here for about an hour now, so I think it's a good time for us to
Yeah.
end this one here. Unless you guys have anything else you feel like showing off.
Let me sleep, and then I just did this today for the first time. I made a ladder kind of up to one of the tops of one of the mountains over here. Might be a nice place to end off this video.
Okay. And I do have to ask this. You guys have not cheated in a Fortune 3 book, right?
No, we got it through lots of enchanting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
that was Tylord. That I was not involved with that.
Okay, because there's one guy in the Discord that keeps telling everybody, make sure you cheat yourself in a Fortune 3 book, and it's like, stop telling people this. It's not needed. It's a great idea to have some fortune, but it's not necessary to play the pack.
It just speeds things up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot up here, but you can kind of see.
There's a nice overlook of your place, though.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess that's a good place to leave it off. Thank you guys for having me here on the server and showing me around a bit. If anybody has any questions on more technical of anything, I'm quite sure these guys would be happy to have me back and at least smile. They're Canadians, they'll smile while they begrudgingly deal with my old ass asking questions.
Sure, no problem.
See? And they might even give us a good A. But yeah, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to come on here and poke my nose into these guys' business a little bit more. And thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
And I will see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.